I know that you're the Empress with me. I'm gonna be looking up and down at the screen, so just bear with me. But go ahead and introduce yourself, please.
Peace and love, everyone. My name is Empress, and I am a holistic practitioner. I have my own business, and I basically have centered like everything that I do around self-healing because, that's what's really needed in our world today. There's so many people going through so much pain. So that's what I decided to do with my life, and I love, love, love helping people to feel better, to think better, to live better. So that's who I am. That's what I'm about.
And what got you into that exactly?
My own journey to healing. I always knew that, um, well, I will say that just certain pains that I was experiencing, I was like, I know I'm not supposed to be in this much pain. Why am I feeling so much pain? And so I started to look into things to help me deal with the pain that I was experiencing. And that's
Yeah.
from there, that's how I got into it.
Okay. And you have your own business, don't you? Sell a
I
couple
do.
things. You mind telling
I
everybody what that is?
I do. The name of my business is Isha Essence. Um, and I started it with my toothpaste actually. I remember one day I had a cavity and I was I can reverse this cavity. I don't have to go get a fill-in. And that's exactly what I did. I had made a concoction that literally reversed my cavity in 2 weeks. So that's what I started my business on initially. And I was helping people to do that with any type of tooth pain, from bleeding gums to aching teeth and tooth sensitivity. And now my toothpaste is in 10 different stores.
Okay, I see. All right. Where can I find your products at? Your Instagram, Facebook, website?
So my website is Isha Essence. It's ISHAHESSENCE. My Instagram is Caverse World. That's the name of my toothpaste. So it's CAVERSEWORLD. And my Facebook is my personal page. It's Empress with an I and Gemini. Empress
I like
Gemini.
it. I like it. And we've known each other for probably about what, 2 years now? I think about 2 years, something like that. Something like that. I'll take that.
Yeah, definitely.
Time flies. So I know some things that you wanted to touch on. So can you elaborate on self healing? I know we talked about that earlier, off the record.
Yeah, so self-healing is a very, very broad um, spectrum because there's so many different avenues of things that you can do to that are, that are basically all inclusive in the self-healing journey. Um, the most like some of the main things is what you eat and definitely taking herbs and working out, and I would say like meditation for your spiritual self, and your emotional body.
Yeah, they say, did a podcast with a doctor. He was saying that food is information. So what you feed yourself is actually going to make you act and see things in a different way. I'm trying to stay at the camera still. But yeah, okay. And have you seen like a substantial increase with those that you incorporate with self healing, like food and things of that nature?
For sure, and I definitely agree with that, doctor, because our bodies or our vessels to this 3D world is information, your DNA, So the food is also information. Everything that you're taking in is information. Like, they have modeled the computer based on our system as well, because everything is memory. So the food, either you're eating food to give your body nutrients, or you're just eating food to just, make sure you're not hungry anymore. And so your stomach is like your second brain. And what you feed it is very, very, it plays a very important role in the way that you think and the way that you feel. So, yes.
I'll take that. And like I said, incorporates with dieting. You want to go more in depth with that, or that kind of covers it?
Yes. So, dieting, right? A lot of the foods that people are eating now, it has a lot of chemicals, toxins, poisons, There are things in the foods, especially like all these cereals, all these snacks, all of these candies, and it's so much toxic chemicals in these products. Um, and, one thing that I do, like, I will go to people's houses and tell them, I'm basically show them what the ingredients are because people don't read the labels. It's very, very important to read what you're eating and consuming. So, you have to really dive into, well, one, you have to forget everything that, you've been taught,
Yeah.
because nothing that I was taught, you know how they be having those pyramids of what you should be
Hmm.
eating and chicken and all of that. Like that wasn't made for us, for our melanated bodies, because we have a specific type of God gene. I'm gonna say God gene that really helps us to regenerate our bodies and to heal from certain things. And you can never truly heal if you constantly are putting these products filled with waste into your
Yeah.
bodies.
Elaborate on the God gene, because I've heard it before. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Okay. Our melanin is like the essence, the very essence that allows us to heal. When you get a cut on your body, it will heal. Um, what can I say? It's the part of us, like it's a very magical part of us because we all have come and been born into this world, and so that God particle in us is, you can call it also your intelligence. We have to have a specific intelligence to be able to think how we think, move the way that we move, and things of that nature. So that's what I would say to sum that up.
Okay, that's fair enough. Shoot, what about herbs? Herbs.
Okay, so herbs, we need, like the Garden of Eden, right? Like we need these herbs, and we need to be consuming foods from nature because that's our true medicine. We should not be eating to just to make us feel good, just to make, our taste buds happy. We should be eating foods that actually have light in them, Like you're either eating light or you're eating death, like dead animals and chemicals, processed foods. So we are light beings, we have light bodies. And so the herbs and the foods from nature is going to contain the nutrients, the minerals, and the electricity we need to power up every day. It's going to make your body feel much, much stronger, much lighter, and just make your mind even more clear. Like, I'm sure, have you heard of like decalcification of your pineal gland, right?
I've not heard of that at all.
You
What
haven't?
what is that?
Okay, so I've been vegan for 6 years now. And I grew up like just about like everybody else. Like I was not fortunate enough. My parents knew nothing about veganism or eating healthily. So I grew up eating fast foods and dead animals and things of that nature. So I really got to experience the whole transition, even incorporating fasting into my life. I feel and I felt the difference of going from dairy products as well, incorporated. I know the difference of how it feels to be completely clean and detox versus having all of the extra mucus build up and all the toxins and the chemical waste in my body. And so I would one of my things was like during my cycles every month, I would throw up. Like it would be an awful time for me.
Oh
Um,
damn.
yeah, really bad. So, I really felt the difference, and I can show you a picture of when I wasn't vegan versus when I was, and you can
Oh
see
okay.
like the weight on me. And I would literally, once I went vegan, I would literally feel and as I would, throw up and stuff, not to be so graphic, but I could literally feel it coming from the back of my, like closer to my occipital, because that's where your pineal gland is. And the pineal gland is a very, very special part of the body and the mind. Some people call it the seat of the soul. So it's responsible for your dreams, it's responsible for like your serotonin levels and the way that you sleep. Um, and it's really like essentially the source of like your spirituality and how
Yeah.
you are um, and how your spirituality comes through. So when it's calcified, then it's very hard, it's very rigid, and decalcifying it, a lot of heavy metals are stored there as well. So I really, really got a chance to feel it when I was cleansing, and when I even still now cleanse my body regularly. I can feel a difference in my mental well-being as well.
What do you do to cleanse exactly? Is that just
So
incorporate the diets, the sleep, the nutrients with your intake, and of course.
yes, so cleansing. And so another thing that I do is I make herbs. So I have like parasite cleanses, which everybody has parasites, and mostly,
Oh yeah.
people who are eating meats, have you ever seen that video to where someone leaves a piece of like pork or a piece of meat out and then like maggots start forming and growing inside of it?
Yeah.
So that's what happens basically in the body as well, at a
That's
very
terrifying.
microscopic at a
That's
very
damn
mic
terrifying. Damn.
at a very microscopic level. So I sell like parasite cleanses, colon cleanses. If your colon isn't cleansed well, then you cannot and you won't be able to absorb the minerals that's necessary for your body if your colon isn't cleansed. So colon cleanses. I sell a bunch of different things like kidney cleanses as well, but those are all parts. You have 7 different body. So um, um, basically, it's incorporating those herbs to cleanse your body out. Cleaning your blood, all of that. Just like how many times do you wash your car a week? I mean, a month. Like how
Oh, a
often do
month.
you wash your car?
Probably like 5 times a month, once a week, sometimes a little extra if I'm doing something.
See, and your
Yeah.
body is a vehicle as well. That's how you get around. That's how you get around in this world. So it's vital that you are cleansing your body, just like you cleanse your
Yeah, I can
car.
see
That's
that.
what I always tell people. When you cleanse
Yeah,
I
you
know
put
you
it
keep,
like that, you break it down like that. It's like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing there.
and I know you keep a really clean house. So, your body is essentially like your house. Your house is an extension of your body. You have,
Yeah.
the kitchen, the bathroom, stuff like that. But so yes, definitely dieting, taking your herbs, and definitely going through the things that you listen to, because your diet isn't only about the things that you consume. it's also about what you listen to, what you watch, who you
Right.
are around, because there's so many toxic people. You know, let's talk about spiritual hygiene. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I tell people all the time. Like everything you're intaking is going to affect you a certain way, especially if it's copious amounts all the time. It becomes habitual. Then you ultimately become what you're listening to, and you act that way. But that's that's not here or there. Let that one go for now.
Yes.
Okay. So you said dieting, so that incorporates everything as you stated. What about well, excess you already talked about harmful effects of Western medicine. Now saying plants and everything like that, but what like Tylenol, I know it's bad for your liver, Advil, ibuprofen, what are some good medicines or medications that people can take that are natural?
So ginger, burdock is really good with cleansing the blood. There's also I'll recommend people get like compounds from like their closest holistic store, because sometimes taking one herb, like people get a couple of herbs, and I mean that's good, right? Because there's levels to everything, and that's another thing I was gonna say. There's levels to everything. So basil is really good, and I know a lot of the herbs that I create are great for various different things in the body. White pine bark, white oak bark, white willow bark, like there's so many different herbs. And I just be like, there's only like 5 or 6 different types of meat that people eat daily. But when you look at the
Yeah.
amount of fruits, of plants and vegetables, there's tons and tons, so many that people don't even know about. But yeah, ginger is really, really good as well. Ginger helps with headaches and menstrual cramps as well. It's definitely a lifesaver, and I always recommend ginger as well to incorporate into the daily life.
Actually, yeah. So I juice now. I just started juicing probably about 3 months ago. And there's ginger in here. Ginger, spinach, parsley, green apples, and lemon. So yes. And I got two other ones. I got a beets one. Of course, it's beets, carrots, ginger, lemon, and apples. So I did see a substantial amount of health benefits when I started using. It don't taste that bad either. Wow.
Hmm.
Uh-uh. Okay. Now, Reiki. I say it right?
Yes, Reiki.
All right.
Reiki
There we
healing.
go. Okay.
So Reiki
Reiki.
healing and sound healing, they're both energy healing, you know. Reiki, so when I do Reiki on my clients, I basically am using my vessel, my body, my energy, my hands, and I don't even have to touch them. And I mean, we do this from a distance as well. And I just like literally place my hands over someone, and I'm just focusing my energy into their energy, and depending on how in tune and in touch someone is with their own spirit body and their energy, um, the people who are in tune can definitely feel it. They can feel the static, if you will. And some people may say it feels like it's heat coming coming off of me. So the more in tune you are with your spirit, the more you are able to feel what is being done to your spiritual body. And with sound healing is basically a bowl, and there's different instruments you can use as well. But I typically use tuning forks, rain sticks, and singing bowls or medicine bowls, some people call it. And I just basically go around it, and it puts off a vibration and a frequency, because when you really understand how energy works, then you know that everything is energy and everything is emitting some type of frequency if it exists in this world, even if you might not think it does. Just like a materialistic object came from the thought of someone else before they manifested it and brought it into fruition. So with the frequencies, um, there is a lot of different sounds that penetrate the body and
Yeah.
cause healing, just as some frequencies are harmful. If you and it's a when I say everything's energy, I'm sure you going into a place and you're like, something just don't feel right.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
like the
walking in a
energy
room
into
like
the.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's that type of thing.
Okay, and I believe in sound too, because some songs are uplifting. You're like, nah, I don't like that at all. And then some songs you're like, okay. Some people like, oh, I can twerk to that and stuff like that. But it all depends on who you are and what you're interpreting of that. So I definitely believe in both. And I think you're the first person I saw do sound healing. And I commented on your story one time. I was like, what are you doing? You're like, sound healing. It's like, okay, okay. So y'all are making a big difference and enlightening a lot of people at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of my greatest joys and pleasures, and it makes me feel so fulfilled on the inside
Good.
because there's so much that we don't know about, and our people, they're lost, like we have to find our way back home. And so that's why I get so much joy out of it.
Okay. Is there anything you would like to enlighten them on? Any other thing that I probably missed, or you just like to just share?
Hmm. Um, so yeah, definitely Western medicine, honestly, I don't really go to doctors. I've never liked it personally. I don't like the way it feels. It's always so cold on the inside, and um I'm very, I don't know. And then, like I say, with the issues that I've dealt with, like no one truly even knew what was wrong with me. So it was
Yeah.
something I had to go through on my own and find the answers to. But yeah, the medicines actually that doctors prescribe and over the counter medicines, they are very harmful to people. And just I'm always emphasizing the importance of getting back to nature. And so I'll tell you, like, I just went out. I have a muscle rub. So some of the products that I have are the herbal formulas that help to cleanse the body. Oh, I gotta tell you about my toothpaste. Oh, I already told you about my
Okay.
toothpaste. I gotta tell
Yeah.
you about my muscle rub. So this is what just happened. I was just working at an event because I vend a lot. So there was two ladies they literally were like limping to my table. One of them had a knee brace on, and she was like, "Man, my knee has been hurting for the past 3 days," and so I let her try my muscle rub. And so they both, well, she walked away and she hasn't had her knee brace on since then. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I can bend my knee now." And so, just that experience in itself was really good. Another elderly lady came to my table and she was limping as well. And she left my table. She was dancing. She was happy. She was like, "I don't feel the pain anymore in my knee." So, just really making a
That's
difference
beautiful.
in
That's
that.
really beautiful.
Thank you. In that aspect. I also have a product called Aura Array, and it's basically a spray, and it literally changes your aura, So for those of you who don't know what an aura is, it's basically the light that you are emitting out from your chakras. Like I said, we are light beings. and your aura is like 7 feet. You know, it expands so greatly outside of your body. I always tell people like your body does not house your soul. Your soul houses your body. Your body is a very small fraction. I'm not gonna say a small fraction, but it's definitely it does not um
It says a vessel, supposedly. Isn't that right?
exactly. So it's not all
Okay.
encompassing of your soul, you know?
Yeah.
So it literally turns your aura purple, and it lifts your moods, it keeps negative energy away. It really helps with anxiety and depression. And I always use it for my clients when I'm doing healing work on them. You know, the things that people's bodies carry. You know, we carry trauma from childhood that's unresolved. So I will also say that all of the pain that people experience are not just from the foods that they eat. They're also from traumatic experiences that we've gone through throughout the duration of our life. You know, like that's the reason why you can meet a 40-year-old and they still telling you what happened when they was 10 years old,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. um the mental health is a whew, boy, you know, the spirits can be very, very heavy on a person. And that's why, you know, a lot of people talk about cord cutting, because you know, when you do join bodies with someone, um you know, you're basically taking on their energy as well. You're mixing
Yeah.
their energy with yours. And so that creates a soul tie, you know? And that's
Yeah.
why I know a lot of people, they they can't get over their ex. You know, they're stuck on their ex, you know, and honestly, there's been a lot of people, like somebody can take other people's power, you know? Like, for example, there can be a man and a woman, and once they break up, it's like one of their financial stability, like their finances are being cut. You know, it's just like they all of a sudden have such bad luck in their life. And
Yeah.
a lot of people suffer with that as well. Um, and it's just, you know, like being in the spiritual world, you know, with your having spiritual eyes, I'll say, um you see how much more dangerous things actually are.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my aura spray is really dope for uplifting people's spirits. And you know, I always recommend like people seeking help, because my heart goes out to so many people, you know, and I can really look at a person and just see like what's wrong with them, you know.
Yeah.
I can see a lot in a person because like they are DNA, they are information. So, and your body is how you look, and it just really tells on how you treat your soul on the inside.
Yeah. And are all these products on your website or your page?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And, and we talked earlier. What do you have that's possibly coming out that people can look forward to? I hate looking at this
I
damn camera.
So I actually just launched my book.
Okay.
Uh, and so my book is, well, you know, I'm involved in a lot of things,
Oh,
but
yeah. I see. I see.
my book is definitely something that is, you know, it was created to help people get on their healing journey and to switch over to a more healthier diet, because you know, at this point, there is such a deep spiritual warfare going on. And the way that they design things is to hurt us. They're not really trying to help us heal. And so, because we basically are keeping their businesses up, you know, we the dentist can't make no money if, people don't got, you know, cavities
Cavities,
and
yeah.
need root canals, and or the doctors, if nobody's coming in and nobody's sick, then they can't keep their businesses going. So my book really, uh it's a recipe book, and I have over 20 recipes in the book that are native indigenous foods and alkaline foods, to help people switch over to a more healthier diet smoothly, and also I always tell people, like, you have to know why you're doing this. You have to know the really, like, the depths of what's actually going on a microscopic level, because a lot of people, we just like, oh, it's not gonna hurt me, I'm gonna just eat this, but they don't really know the psychological impact that it has on the body and the mind. So that's why I wrote the book. um and yeah,
So when did you say it was going to be out?
so it actually came out yesterday.
Oh, congratulations. Congrats. What's up?
Thank you so much.
Now, where can they purchase this book? Is it on your website yet or
It is on my
Amazon? What are you looking at?
website.
Okay. Okay. Well, I need to purchase it. So I definitely will after this.
Okay, thank you. Awesome.
I got you.
Um, would you like for me to share more things?
Hey, let it go. I'm for it.
Okay. So
Just trying to get used to this camera. It's pissing me off.
I'll share two more things with you guys. So I have some herbs. I have this herb called a strongman herb for men who have prostate problems, lack of energy, and men who even suffer from ED. So it's very, very unique. I mean, there's a lot of products out there, natural and unnatural, to help with that. But I just thought I share with that because it's extremely popular, and I've had elder men who call me back up like the next day and be like, "Hey, look, sis, you put me back on the market, okay?"
My wife ain't
um,
mad at me no more.
okay, like, it's literally saved marriages. So, that's something that I enjoy selling. And for the women, I have a tea called the butterfly pea leaf tea. Now, the butterfly pea leaf tea is a very, very powerful tea, and it's a blue flower, and it like turns the whole water blue, and it has helped remove fibroids and cysts for women. And I always lead with that because so many of our women like suffer from fibroids and cysts. But it helps with fertility. So I've also assisted women in getting pregnant with that as well. It helps with menstrual pains and cramping. It helps with your hair, skin, and nails. Men can take it as well, but um, women are flowers, so it really helps to heal our womb,
Mhm.
more than anything. So I wanted to share that as well. And the last thing I'll share is, I'm pretty soon I'm gonna be selling these patches that literally rebuild your stem cells. So that's definitely something to look forward to. It's a certain type of technology that, like, it literally, like, is energy, and you just put it on your body, and it literally rebuilds your stem cells. But I'll be releasing more information on that soon. So I did just want to mention it, though. It's helped so many people with all different types of ailments and pains. um so yeah.
Now, do you ever talk about any of these on your story? Let's say podcast on your story or on your page at all, so people can actually relate? a little deeper? Because some people are lazy, smartphone dumb people. They don't want to look up the information. But do you relay any of that on your stories or anything like that?
I do the best of my ability,
Mm,
because I am pretty busy. I definitely do my due diligence. I did just post one of the reviews, like with one of the ladies who had the knee issues, and
yes.
so I did just post that one. I also make jewelry, so like all of these crystal jewelries, that you see. I make crowns, I make necklaces, bracelets, a lot of things. So one could say like I'm pretty spaced out. So I definitely do post a lot of healing things and a lot of information about spirituality and why it's important to cleanse your body. And I definitely share my products as well, for sure.
Okay. Well, can you give everybody the website one more time, please, for those listening
Yes,
or
yes. So
watching now?
it is Isha Essence. It's ISHAHESSENCE.com. IshaEssence.com. And my Facebook page is Empress Gemini. Empress with an IMPRESS. Gemini is GEMNEYE.
Thank you very much. And for those listening, you can actually search my YouTube channel. Just search Enlighten Me. It will pop up. I'm going to upload this video. It'll be the first video again. And then those who are just doing strictly audio, whether it's Apple, Spotify, or Google Podcasts, hopefully y'all can transition over and start listening or watching now and listening, whichever you prefer. But thank you, Empress. Thank you for hopping on here. Really appreciate that.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, Enlighten Me's growing, y'all. So just stay tuned. Please be patient, and I'll get more to y'all. Thank you.
And blessings.
All right, let's see. This junk is crazy. All right, let's see. In session for all.